Oh, what a disaster. I just spent 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that, recording this video. And then when I looked at the screen, it had stopped. It had collapsed after about 12 seconds because of an unsupported audio issue, which I don't know why, because I'm using the same microphone I always use. But it stopped, so I had to do it all again. So let's get on with it. It's my problem. So where was I this week? Well, I done 6 crosses this week, which I don't usually do 6. But I had a bit more confidence this week. So my original 2 that I done last Tuesday, here, it only looks like 3, but each one's got another one pixel away from it. That was the nearest ones from what I can tell there to the winning cross. Because then I done 2 more up here to the left. They were in zone 2 as well. And then I thought I'll chuck another 2 in up in a corner, because a couple of you said that you think it's going to go quite high and steep and near that vertical post thing and the roof. I thought, go on, chuck another 2 in. So I done 6, but I had 50% back for 4 of the crosses, and it would have been 15 for the other 2 that were in zone 3. So can't complain. Let's have a look at the judging. So here's the judging video, and if you look at this, there's 8 judges this week, so we got 7 all around this cluster here, which is the same sort of area that we all went, so that makes sense. Obviously the average is going to be, well, we know where the average is there, but for some reason, now I know we all look at it differently, right? Otherwise, every one of us, tens of thousands of us, would all be putting across in exactly the same pixel. So we do all see it differently. But how on earth can anybody think it's all the way up there on the roof? Looking at his eyes there, that makes no sense to me at all. The guy from on the left, yeah, it could be, because I mean, you know, it's that direction, isn't it? If he was in a picture on his own, it could be anywhere along that line. But the fact that we've got this player on the right, looking sort of horizontally, depends on how you look at it. Could be a little bit higher, could be a little bit lower, which is what the judges have done, and which is what we did last week. But that one all the way up there, it's just like makes no sense at all. So that one's going to have to come out because it's just silly. And these are a panel of experts, remember. So let's have a look what they actually did. They did indeed take the silly one out from up the top, and they just went with these 7. No, I haven't got a problem with it this week, because if you draw lines now from this guy on the right into the new cluster, then it would still be quite a small area where they've all gone, and the fact that the average is in the, you know, more or less the centre of that. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the judging this week, in that it was done fairly, in that they've gone by the centre of the cluster, but they've removed the silly ones first, because otherwise that could have taken that up a little bit higher than that, and it just wouldn't have been fair. Let's have a look at this week's picture. Again, well, it's again for me, because I've done all this once. So that's where I am. That's my first look at this week's picture. I'm not 100% confident with it, and I'll tell you for why, Gavin, because this fella on the left here, he's more turned to the right, so I think the ball is obviously is further to his right then, and yet this guy on the right is more looking sort of nearer up above him. So I don't think their eyesight really match up, so I could only do it sort of the best I could interpret it, really. So I've gone sort of in that direction from his eyes, which isn't particularly perfect. And this is a tricky one, in that I think he's looking more towards the camera than he is, you know, obviously towards the other fella. So that's the way I've gone that way. Now, I'm still at 100% with that. I don't particularly like it. But at the moment, until I see where you guys' way of thinking, I can't see an alternative. I mean, if I look at where I've drawn the lines from their eyes, they make sense. But then when I look at the actual result, I'm not happy with it at all. But there we are, we'll see. So leave me a coordinate, guys, for the weekend. We'll make another one on Saturday, and we'll see where we think the average is. And I do always look at where you, when I put your crosses on the screen, I don't just rattle them on there, put them on there one at a time, and I stop and I look at them and I think, what's he seen that I haven't? Why is he gone there? Why is he an inch further to the left than I am? And then I'll study it again and think, oh, okay, yeah, perhaps that does make sense. But yeah, that's what I am. That's my first one for this week so far. And I think we're going to have a very big spread this week from you guys, because I think we're all going to interpret this a lot different to each other. But then, of course, if we do that, there's a danger that the judges are going to do that as well. But it's the balance, isn't it? Because, you know, we might sort of have an even spread here, but 8 judges, when it comes to next week's judging, you might have 6 of them over here where I am, and then another 2 an inch over to the left. And if there's 2 there, they're likely to keep them in, so it'll pull it sort of, you know, a fair bit over. We've got to take this into consideration every week. Right, so 23761503 is where I've gone so far. I'll leave that as the first coordinate. Leave me a coordinate and let me know how you got on, guys, because I think a lot of you would have done well from this week's picture. Right, let's have a look at Revcomps. So for Thursday's draw, all I've got, and this one kept confusing me. Every time I look at it, I keep thinking it's an Aston Martin DB11 or 50,000, and it's, I'll take the 50,000 cash. But it's not, it's an Aston Martin DB11 plus 50,000. So I'll keep it for a couple of weeks or a month. I live in a seaside resort now, so I'll pose around the resort during the summer and show off a bit. I've also got one on this Transit Custom camper van, because it comes with £5. Don't need a camper van, but I like the look of it, and £5 will come in handy. Well, I just sell the one I got then. I didn't bother with the Volvo or the Hyundai or this Volkswagen. And last night they added some more for next Monday's draw. So I did have one in this Golf. It's not a sporty Golf, but it's not a slug either, because it's a 1.5 petrol. It's nice Golf that. But I'd keep that as a run around, I think. Didn't get one on this van because it's not a camper van, it's just a van. I didn't get one on this M3 competition, a bit too bonkers for me. Wasn't interested in the Ranger. Did go for one on this Land Rover Defender V8 because the cash alternative is £75. So I like to go for the big money ones, so I've got one on there. Now I do like the auto draws, as you know. I haven't got one on the Mini or the Merc or the Fiat. I did buy one on this Z-Tech Fiesta and one on this Golf GTI, and I thought, that's it, I'll leave it at that. Then they popped up this one, this Ford S-Max. It's a 4x4 and 2-litre diesel, so be cracking in the winter, plenty of room and economical. And then today they popped up with a Audi Q3 Quattro, again 4-wheel drive, 2-litre diesel. So I had a couple on there, and this Segway Villain buggy thing. I don't want that, but it's 12 grand cash alternative with that, so I thought, well, I'll have some of that, so I've gone for that. And of course it's within a new month now, so we do this every week, the Auto Trader electric car giveaway that starts on the 1st of the month. It's the 2nd of July now, so the description says it's a Volkswagen ID4 pure performance worth 34.5 grand and 1,300 quid towards car insurance and a charger, and they'll install it free as well. So, like I said, we do this every month, free to enter. Well, I say we, I don't know if you guys do it, I do it. All you got to do is put your first name, last name in there, and email address in there, put a tick in the age 70 plus and submit. You don't pay anything, you don't give them any other details, no addresses, just your name and your email address. So there we are, that's that. Let me know how you got on, guys. I'm sure a lot of you would have done quite well this week, because it was a tight cluster from us and it was a tight cluster from the judges. So I think we'll be seeing some good results. And don't forget to leave me a coordinate, so we've got plenty to work from now on the weekend. Good luck, everybody.